Hello, this is Priscilla, and welcome to the Conversational Hour. Our topic for today is Who are you today? So I see that we have Natalia. Thank you for joining us, Natalia. I hope that you will enjoy today's session as much as I enjoyed putting it together for you. Now, I'm going to share our screen. I'm going to share my screen, and I'll ask you to give me some information about what you think our topic will be today. Right, share the screen. And here we are. Natalia, are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're looking at the little dog that is there and it says, Who are you today? What do you think this topic might be about? What do you think the topic might be about?
This topic maybe is about this dog.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It may be about this dog. So it says, Who are you today? So maybe the dog wants to know who he is or who the people that he's actually looking at. So the dog looks like he's looking at me, and he could be saying, Who are you today? Let's find out. All right, if you'll start to read for me. Natalia, would you read for me?
Yes, of course. Um, Today I'm excited. My name is Edwin. I'm almost 8 years old. I live with my grandmother and my dad in America. My grandmother tells me every day I can be anyone I want to be and I can do anything I want to do. I'm going to tell you about Shadow. Shadow is my pet. Shadow is the same age as me. He is black and white with big brown eyes and a short stubby tail.
Mm-hmm. Continue. Okay, let's see. I'll scroll down. Continue.
Shadow is my best friend and he usually licks my face in the morning before I get out of bed. He eats from his doggy bowl in the morning as I eat from my plate at the breakfast table. Shadow is a wonderful pet. He is my seeing-eye dog. He helps me sometimes get from one place to another. Sometimes he helps me to find my socks and shoes to get dressed in the morning. Shadow has big dark um, piercing or picking,
Piercing.
piercing eyes. This is what my grandmother told me. My grandmother told me that Shadow is one of the smartest dogs that she has ever met. Actually, she has never had a dog before. Grandmother has had several cats before. This weekend we're going to go to the mall. Shadow is a seeing-eye dog and will be allowed in all of the shops to help me with my moving around in the stores. We will visit the bookstore today and get me some books written in Braille. As I go through several books before making my selection, Shadow will just sit patiently and wait for me. Having Shadow, my grandmother, and my daddy around helps me to remain confident and special.
Okay, very nicely read. Hello, Ruben. How are you?
Hello, Priscilla. I'm doing awesome. How about you?
I'm doing awesome as well. Welcome to class.
Thank you.
Would you take a moment and look at the picture and tell me what you think the topic of this story might be about today?
About dogs or something?
Yeah, and what is the title?
Who are you today?
Do you think the dog might be asking that question?
I don't know, or perhaps what kind of dogs would we be if we
Hmm.
were because every dog has his personality, something like that. That's what I
Good.
can relate it to. I don't know.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, dogs have their own personality just like people and cats. All right. Could you read the entire story for me, Ruben?
Sure. Um, Priscilla Apkapati. That's your name? Apka.
Ekpaita, that's my name, yes.
I didn't know your. That's your last name.
Yeah, that's my last name. That's my married name.
Your middle name.
My married name.
Married. Oh, I understand. Okay. Today I'm excited. My name is Edwin. I'm almost 8 years old. I live with my grandmother and my dad in America. My grandmother tells me every day, I can be anyone I wanted to be and I can do anything I want to do. I'm going to tell you about Shadow. Shadow is my pet. Shadow is the same age as me. He is black and white with big brown eyes and a short, stubby tail.
Hmm.
Shadow is my best friend and he usually licks my face in the morning before I get out of bed. He eats from his doggy bowl.
Hmm.
Is that correct? Bowl?
Doggy bowl. Hmm.
Doggy bowl in the morning as I eat from my plate at the breakfast table. Shadow is a wonderful pet. He's my seeing eye dog. He helps me sometimes get from one place to another. Sometimes he helps me to find my socks and shoes to get dressed in the morning. Shadow has a big dark piercing eyes. This is what my grandmother told me. My grandmother told me that Shadow is one of the smartest dogs she has ever met. Actually, she has never had a dog before. Grandmother has had several cats before. This weekend are going to Yes, we are going to the mall. Shadow is a seeing eye dog and will be allowed in all the shops to help me with my moving around in the stores. We will visit the bookstore today and get some books written in Braille. As I go through several books before making my selection, Shadow will just sit patiently and wait for me. Having Shadow, my grandmother, and my dad around helps me to remain confident and special.
Okay, good. Any questions about what you read?
It was a question, but I already find it out.
Okay. Hello, Asma. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, teacher. Thank you for asking.
Great. Asma, why don't you take a moment and read the entire story for me, starting with Who are you today?
Who are you today? Mhm. Today, I'm excited. My name is Edwin. I'm almost I'm almost 8 years old. I live with my grandmother and my dad in America. My grandmother tells me every day I can be anyone I want to be and I can do anything I want to do. I'm going to tell you about Shadow. Shadow is my pet. Shadow is the same age as me. He is black and white with big brown eyes and a short stubby tail. Shadow is my best friend and he usually licks my face in the morning before I get out of bed. He eats from his doggy bowl in the morning as
Bowl.
I
Bowl.
bowl, yeah, his doggy bowl in the morning as I eat from my plate at the breakfast table. Shadow is a wonderful pet. He is my seeing eye dog. He helps me sometimes get from one place to another. Sometimes he helps me to find my socks and shoes to get dressed in the morning. Shadow has big dark piercing eyes. This is what okay. This is what my grandmother told me. My grandmother told me that Shadow is one of the smartest dogs she
Hmm.
ever met. Actually, she has never had a dog before. Grandmother has bought several cats before. This weekend, we were going to go to the mall. Shadow is a seeing eye dog. and will be allowed in all of the shops to help me with my moving around in the stores. We will visit the bookstore today and get me some books written in Braille. As I go through several books before making my selection, Shadow will just sit passionately and wait for me
Patiently.
patiently
Mm-hmm.
and wait for me. Having Shadow, my grandmother, and my daddy around helps me to remain confident and special.
Okay, great. Now, Asma, do you understand 80% of the story?
Hmm, maybe.
Okay, Ruben, do you understand 80% of the story?
Yes.
And Natalia, do you understand 80% of the story?
I understand.
Okay, great. So now what I want you to do, and we'll start with you, Ruben.
Yes.
I want you to tell me this story in 30 seconds. Try to concentrate on omitting excessive ums, ahs, and erms and long pauses. All right?
What's the guy name? Guy's name?
That is Edwin.
Edwin. Okay.
And the dog's name is Shadow.
Shadow.
Okay, on the count of three. One, two, three.
Edwin has a shadow. As has a pet. Its name is Shadow, who helps him with 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 the chores and the tasks he do because he's blind. Uh, Blave? I don't remember. And that's it.
No, but I want you to talk for 30 seconds, though, so
Oh,
I can
okay.
count.
Yes. And he goes with him anywhere in order to help him, and
Okay?
that's okay.
Okay. So I want you to try again. Be
Yes.
sure to talk for 30 seconds as I count. On the count of three. One, two, three.
Edwin has a dog, which name is Shadow. He helps him with all his chores and his tasks because he's blind. Mhm. He goes with him any place and helps him with to buy shops and buy things. His parents feel really confident because it's always with him.
Okay, that's good. Natalia, could you summarize this story for me? Concentrate on your use of ands, ums, and earns. We want to keep these at a minimal. On the count of three. One, two, three.
Edward has a pet. The pet's name's Shadow. Shadow helps Edward to go somewhere. I guess Edward can't see, and Edward is like his eyes. Um, Edward has a grandmother, and grandmother says that Shadow
Okay.
is.
Okay, thank you,
Uh,
Natalia. Now the boy's name is Edwin. Shadow is the dog, and Shadow is the eyes for Edwin. All right. Now see if you can tell me the story again, concentrating on the ums, erns, and excessive pauses at the count of three. One, two, three.
Edward has a dog. The dog's name's Shadow. Shadow helps Edward to go somewhere to find some things. And um, grandmother of.
Okay, thank you. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Well, it's one less than before. Asma, can you retell the story on the count of three? 1, 2, 3.
Edwin has a dog, which name is Shadow. He was the apple of the apple of his eyes, and it helped
Okay.
the dog help.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Asma,
Yeah.
when you can't think of what to say, just take a breath and not say anything. Okay? Just take a
Okay.
breath and not say anything, and you'll be fine. All right. Now we're ready to start again. On the
Mhm.
count of three. One, two, three.
Edwin has a pet. The name of the pet is Shadow. Shadow is the best friend of Edwin. He help him when he go to the shop. He can give him many directions and help
Okay.
him.
Let's stop. You're still. It seems that everything that every word comes with an ah. And let's see. The best way to get around that is think of just statements that you want to make. You could say something like, um, "Let me see. Where's my paper? I think I just took it down. Let me go back and get it and try to make it stable while I'm frozen." Edwin is blind. Edwin has a dog. Edwin's dog's name is Shadow. You could tell it like that, okay? Then that way you eliminate a lot of the ums and erns until you learn what it is that you want to say. Okay, my computer has frozen. I'm trying to bring the document back. I don't think you see the document, do you?
Oh, no, I can't see it.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay.
Perhaps you need a new computer.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Let me go out
Because
and
it's
come
getting
back.
you in too much troubles, right? By the way.
We're another teacher again.
Yes, he's having problems with her computer.
Let's see.
Okay, let's see if this is going to be better.
By the way.
Yes. What is it, Ruben? By the way?
Speaking of the computer, it needs to be changed.
Yeah, I could use a new one, but they're not giving them away just yet, so I just have to wait. Okay, so Asma, just think of the 3 or 4 things. When you have 30 seconds, you should be able to think of 2 things um, per 15 seconds. So maybe 4 to 6 things you should be able to tell me about this story. Shadow has dark eyes. Shadow goes with Edwin everywhere. Shadow eats from his doggy bowl. Edwin is blind. Edwin lives with his grandmother and his dad, and Edwin is 8 years old. So those are things that you could tell me without using the ahs. All right, try telling me again on the count of 3. Asma, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Edwin has a dog. The dog's name is Shadow. Shadow was a helpful dog. He goes with him everywhere, especially when he go shopping. He helped him to
Okay,
to
great. Much better. Much better. When you slow down, you have more control over what you're saying, and your brain is allowing you to speak in English, and that's what you want to do. All right, so here we are. I want you to complete these sentences in complete sentences. If the answer is incorrect, I want you to correct the answer. Ruben, the first one is for you. Edwin is
Mhm.
7. Ruben, I want you to add more to this sentence. Edwin is 7 years old.
That's not true. Elvin is almost 7 years old. Think
He's
about.
he's 8, so he's not almost 7. He's already 8.
Is he?
Yeah, he's the same age as his dog. Edwin is 8, and the dog is 8 years of age.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Edwin is 7 years old.
Edwin is 7 years old.
Okay, I want you to say, Edwin is 7 years old. No, this is not true. Edwin is only 8. This is not true. Edwin is 8 years old. Maybe going on 9.
Oh, I understood.
Okay, start again. Ruben?
Edwin is 7 years old. That's not true because he's 8 years old.
Great. Natalia, number 2.
Edwin lives with his grandmother and his dad. Yes, that's true.
And give me some more information. Okay, you could say Edwin lives with his grandmother and his dad. Edwin also has a dog named Shadow.
Yes, Edwin also has a dog. It's named Shadow.
Okay, and you can read it again. Edwin lives
with his grandmother and his dad. Edwin also has a dog. It's named Shadow.
Asma, number 3. Asma, unmute your microphone.
Edwin's dog is named Cloudy. No, false. Edwin's dog is named Shadow.
Great. Ruben, 4.
Shadow has purple eyes. I don't remember, but he has blue eyes, I think. Shadow has blue eyes. Piercing eyes.
And Natalia, number 5.
Shadow eats from the table with Edwin. That's not true because Shadow eats from his bowl.
Good. Asma, number 6.
Teacher, I didn't understand the answer of Natalia, I think.
Okay, Natalia, could you read yours again? She didn't understand yours. Natalia, could you repeat yours? Asma did not understand what you said.
Number 5, yes?
Yes.
Shadow eats from the table with Edwin. That isn't true because Shadow eats from his bowl.
So, yeah, from his bowl. Edwin eats at the table, but Shadow eats from the doggy bowl.
Okay.
Okay, Asma?
Yeah. Shadow is a blind dog.
Blind.
Dog. No.
No, Shadow is not blind. Edwin is blind.
Yeah, Edwin is blind, yeah.
Okay. Number 7, Ruben?
Edwin's grandmother has 8 cars.
Cats.
Oh, yes, Edwin's grandmother has 8 cars.
Cats.
She
does?
I don't remember.
She's had several cats before.
Oh.
But we don't know how many she had.
Oh yes, she doesn't have right now, but she has she has had before.
But did she have 8?
No, she hasn't.
She had several.
Yes,
Okay.
plenty of cats.
Natalia?
Yes.
Number 8.
Edwin can read Braille. Mm, I don't remember.
Okay. He goes to the library. What does Edwin go to the library for? What does Edwin go to the library for?
We will visit a bookstore today and get me some books written in Braille. Yes, that means Edwin can read Braille.
Okay. Asma, number 10.
Edwin goes to the grocery store and gets a book to read. No, I think he go to the library.
He goes to the library.
Yeah.
Good. And Ruben, number 10.
Yes. Shadow can't go into stores with Edwin. It can't. It can because he's a seeing dog. Seeing dog.
Yes.
So he has to contain him.
So we can say Shadow can go or he can go.
He's
At
allowed
this
to go.
Yeah, at this point, we don't have to call Shadow an it because we know that Shadow belongs to Edwin. We know Shadow has a name, so we can call him Shadow.
Shadow can go into stores with Edwin because he's his eyes.
Very good. Now, I want you to tell me several things about Shadow. Control C, or whatever it is that we're asking. Control V. So we can start with asthma. Asthma, can you answer these questions?
Alright, what is about? He was blind.
What? Well, the name of what? You can give me, since it doesn't say, you can Edwin. Okay. Age of Edwin. Well, you can tell me if it's. You can tell me if you're talking about Edwin.
8 years old. Its name, Shadow. Where does he eat breakfast?
So now you will say Shadow eats breakfast, or you will say Edwin eats breakfast at where?
Edwin does eat breakfast. I don't know, at home maybe?
Okay. You could say
in Braille,
or Edwin reads. Okay. Describe Shadow.
Shadow is a pet, white and black. Is a dog. Okay, white. Is the eyes of Edwin helpful and make Edwin more confident?
Okay, Ruben, can you describe whoever you're going to talk about?
Okay.
Are you going to talk about what name are we talking about? Are we talking about the grandmother, or are we talking about his dad?
Can I describe Shadow?
Or you can describe Shadow, okay? Name?
Shadow.
Shadow?
Mhm. Age 8 years. Would be owner's name, right?
You could say Shadow belongs. Shadow is the name of Edwin's dog.
Okay. Shadow is Edwin's Edwin's dog.
Okay.
He eats breakfast.
Who is the he? Who is the
No.
he?
Okay, Shadow eats breakfast in a bowl. Near Edwin. Shadow is not able to read. He helps Edwin too.
He helps Edwin to do what?
To read
How, how does he help Edwin to read?
by helping me taking him to the library so he can find some
Okay.
books. Find Braille books written in Braille.
Okay.
Shadow is a little dog with piercing eyes and fairy with a short tail.
Natalia?
Yes,
Natalia.
I'm here.
Ruben, tell Natalia what I would like for her to do.
Yes, Natalia, you have to choose someone or something and to describe it. For example, you can describe Shadow, Edwin, or either his
The
dad.
grandmother,
Mhm.
his grandmother, or his
Mhm.
dad.
I want to describe Edwin.
Okay. All right.
Name. Name is Edwin.
Okay.
Age 8 years old. Pet's name is Shadow. Where does he eat breakfast? He eats breakfast at
Who are we talking about?
Edwin.
Okay.
Edwin eats breakfast at the breakfast table. How does he read? He reads
Who is
Braille.
he? Who is he?
Edwin reads Braille. Describe Shadow. Shadow is a little dog. Shadow is Edwin's dog. Edwin, sorry. Shadow has piercing eyes and um, a short tail. Shadow helps Edwin. His 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 eyes.
Now, the reason I have you tell me who it is, one of the things that language learners will do is to start talking, and the listener, which would be me in this case, gets confused. Well, who are you talking about? what are you talking about? So as soon as you know that you're talking about Edwin, you should say Edwin or Shadow or his grandpa or his grandma, so I can know and keep up with who you're talking about. So I will do this one so you can see what I'm saying. I'm going to talk about his grandmother. I and you say whatever you want, but pet's name, the grand. Where does he eat breakfast? The grand. And how does she read? We. And describe shadow. Because I'm specifically saying shadow. Shadow. All right. Got it? So this allows you to build on what you currently know. And I'm not limiting you to express yourself in a manner of your choice. All right, so here are some word choice. Always, usually, sometimes. Once you choose your answer, I want you to give me more information. Natalia, you can go first. And this, you would go this way. Edwin's grandmother, whatever the answer would be, tell him he can be whatever he wants to be. For example, if he wants to be the President of the United States, he can be that too. Number 2, Shadow is my best friend and he blanks lick my face in the morning before I get out of bed. Shadow is my best friend, or Shadow is Edwin's best friend. Number 3, Shadow helps Edwin blank to get from one place to another. By being Edwin's friend, Edwin can do what his grandmother says. He can study and become whatever he wants. Make it your own story. Okay? Whenever you're ready, Natalia, you may begin. Okay, Natalia, while you're thinking, Ruben, why don't you start first?
Yes. Excuse me, teacher. What is the objective as to complete?
Mm-hmm. And then I want you to make it your own story. So when you correct the first one, you have to add some more information to this first sentence, all right?
Edwin's grandmother tell him he can be whatever he wants to be.
Okay, but here are the words. It's always, usually, or sometimes. Use one of these words.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Edwin's grandmother always tells him he can be whatever he wants to be. Shadow is my best friend.
No, well, give me some more information now to number 1. For example, if Edwin wants to be the president, he can be the president. Or if Edwin wants to be a police officer, he can be that too. Just add something more to the sentence.
Okay. Edwin Edwin's grandmother always tells him he can be whatever he wants to be. She's always encouraged him to do whatever he wants and given more confidence even though he's blind.
Good. Very good. Number 2.
Yes, Shadow is my best friend, and he usually licks my face in the morning before I get up. In fact, he's my, uh, how do you say that? Alarm? Mhm.
He's
He,
my alarm.
he gets my bed and he licks my face so I can get up.
Okay, good. Number
Shadow
3.
Shadow helps Edwin always to get from one place to another, guide him to any place he wants to go, including the library and doing the groceries.
Fantastic. Very nice. Asma, can you do the same?
Edwin's grandmother usually tell him he can be whatever he wants to be. He can do a teacher in a few years. Shadow is best friend and he licked my face and he licked the face of Edward in the morning before he gets out of bed. He is the eye of Edward. Shadow helps Edwin always to get from one place to another. He uh, he always uh, give him direction to go, especially to the library.
Okay. All right. And Asma,
Yeah.
remember, if you don't know the story, just stop, make a statement, and pause and make another statement. That will help you to eliminate the excessive ahs and ums and erns. Okay, Natalia?
Okay, Edwin's grandmother always tell him he can be whatever he wants to be. Um,
If Edwin wants to be an airplane pilot, he can be.
if Edwin wants to be an airplane pilot,
He can do that
he
too.
can he can to be.
Okay, number 2.
Shadow is my best friend and he usually lick my face in the morning before I get out of bed. Shadow is the best friend of Edwin and he always uh, he always help Edwin to wake up.
Okay. Number 3.
Shadow helps Edwin to get from one place to another.
Okay, is it always, usually, or sometimes?
Shadow helps Edwin sometimes to get
Okay.
from one place to another.
Okay.
When Edwin goes to some places,
hmm
Shadow helps Edwin.
Okay. All right. That'll be fine. Hello, Coco. Let's see, who is that? It's not Coco. Yolo? Yolo, unmute your microphone for me and see if you can complete these sentences. You don't have to add any additional information. Just tell me what word goes into which blank. Which word do you think goes into the blank? Edwin, Yola, please unmute your microphone. Okay, maybe Yolo is not here. Copy, paste, paste. So, Edwin's grandmother always tell him he can be whatever he wants to be. Shadow is my best friend, and he usually licks my face in the morning, and Shadow helps Edwin sometimes to get from one place to another. I could see why you might say something different, but Shadow doesn't do everything with Edwin, so it can't be always. Shadow is my best friend, and he usually lick my face in the morning before I get out of bed, and Edwin's grandmother, according to the story, always tells him. But there is no right or wrong answer here. I just wanted you all to talk. Okay? Now, here we're going to summarize the story with you in it. You can be the mother, you can be the grandmother, you can be the father, or you can be Edwin, or you can be the dog. Ruben and Asma, would you go first? It doesn't matter, but you have to decide if you're going to be the dog, the grandma, the dad, or Edwin. Please start now. Edwin, Ruben, and Asma. So let's see. Ruben, set the scenario up for us so we'll know what to expect.
Edwin and his grandmother are on the table talking about Shadow.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you may start.
Okay. Hello, Edwin. How are you?
I'm fine. And what about you today?
Okay, now you know that if it's a grandmother and her son, her grandson, you probably really don't say, "Hello, Edwin, how are you?" You probably say, "Edwin, are you ready for breakfast now? I've cooked eggs, sausage, and bacon." And Edwin might say, "No, Grandma, I'm not hungry." So we have to establish who is Grandma and who is Edwin.
Okay.
Ruben has said that Grandma and Edwin are sitting around the table, or sitting at the table. Okay, start again. So now you have a situation, and we have a place, and we know what the conversation might look like. You may start.
Okay. Grandma, what did you do for breakfast?
Mhm. I make coffee and omelette. What do you like to eat?
A cup of coffee, please. It smells great.
You're 8 years old, Ruben. You're 8. You don't drink coffee.
Oh, but I can. Yes, Grandma. I need you know, glass of juice would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, I will be right away. Yeah.
Maybe you
Okay.
can ask, did
Okay.
he make his bed? Did
I
you make your bed
I
today, Ruben?
I didn't see Shadow today. Where is?
He's sleeping yet? Is that
No,
correct? He's
no,
sleeping yet?
no. It would not be yet.
He's still.
He's still sleeping.
Yes, that sounds
And
weird.
he has not awakened yet.
Oh, yes,
Mm,
he has not awakened yet. He
Did you
helped
did
me.
you think did you think is natural? I think that is unusually to still sleeping right now. Maybe
Actually,
there's something happened.
actually, that's why I was going to tell you that I think that he's kind of sick. I would like you to help me with that. I mean, perhaps we could go to the veterinarian.
Good.
Mm,
Okay, let's stop. Ruben, set up another scenario, and you and Natalia will speak.
I want to be Shadow.
Okay, so she says she wants to be Shadow.
Okay, but I don't speak dog language.
Well, you maybe you can ask Shadow to go get something, and Shadow will go get it, and she'll say, "Woof." I don't know. We'll see how it pans out. We'll see what happens.
Okay, Shadow, I think you're kind of sick.
What?
Shadow, you look kind of sick. Would you like to go to veterinarian?
And then you could go, Okay, so then if she's going to be Shadow, now you can involve Asma. Let Asma be the grandmother, maybe?
You see, Grandma, he's not eating anything, or not
I'm
as
hungry.
usual.
Mm,
I'm hungry.
mm.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
Oh,
I
we can go
prefer.
to a circus because Shadow can speak. We have a
Okay, well, see. Okay,
Oh,
turn it into something wonderful. So Shadow can now talk, okay?
I want a
Shadow.
bone. I
oh,
want a bone.
Yes,
never. I
he
cannot
doesn't want.
believe.
Yeah, this is amazing, isn't it? We had a
Oh my
dog who
God.
can speak. This is
Yeah,
amazing.
I'm a
But
smart dog.
yes, you have learned from us. But you need a shot because you're kind of sick. You don't want to eat. You haven't eaten recently. Hello?
All right. Let's do this one very quickly. Um, I think you'll remember this one, Asma. We're going to take Shadow to the hospital, to the dog hospital. You're at the library with Shadow, and you need to take him to the hospital because he just passed out. You have to give directions to your grandma. Or grandma will give you directions. It doesn't matter. Someone needs to give someone directions from the library. Grandma is Asthma. No. Yeah, grandma is Asthma. Ruben is Edwin,
Mm-hmm.
and Natalia is the dog. Shadow. Okay. Okay, so now you have some conversation. Now remember, Edwin, you can't see, so you weren't going to be giving directions, but you can just be talking. So it might go like this. Um, Edwin, you'll say, Shadow, are you okay? And Shadow will say in his dog-like voice, I don't feel so good. And so Edwin will say, Grandma, we need to take Shadow to the hospital. And you'll say, why? And you'll say, he says he doesn't feel good. Grandma can say, Shadow, what's wrong? Shadow was, I don't know, roof, roof. So we have to get him to the hospital. And then you tell me how to get to the hospital. Remember, you're starting from the library. You're at the library,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to get to the hospital. You see where the hospital is? You have to get on the street,
I
turn.
can't because I'm blind.
Oh, okay. Well, it won't be you then. All right. Someone go ahead and start.
Grandma, look at Shadow. He's sick. Let's take him to the hospital, please.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think we have to get him to the hospital, but uh, I I don't know if I remember very well the way, but I can give you an easy direction which can help you to catch the hospital.
But
Okay,
remember, Grandma, I
and
can't see.
and the smart and the smart shadow. Yeah, I know.
Yes, and
But
he's kind of
yeah,
sick. He doesn't want to guide me to the hospital. We need to take him, please, Grandma. Take the car and get us there.
Okay, let's get to the hospital now. Okay, so Grandma, get into the car. And which street are you going to get on to get to the
mm,
hospital?
okay. I don't know if our we start from the library. Yeah.
Yes, you're starting from the library.
Okay. When you leave the library, you take your left. Okay, at the intersection of the first street and the main street, you turn right and go straight ahead, and then uh, at the intersection of
Oh, wait
the
a minute.
main street,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. At the intersection of the main street and the second street, you take your left. Then your
You sure it's the left?
direction.
Are you sure it's the
Yeah.
left?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Ah, no, no, not left. Right.
Okay. Okay.
Then you will find the hospital.
On my left or right?
It's left, on the
Mm,
left, on the left hand.
okay, good. All right. Well, that was just a brief exercise with giving directions. We can do more with that at a later date. All right, guys, thank you very much. We are now at the top of the hour. This is the time that we give our final word. Ruben, final word for the session today?
Yes, it was a funny class. The topic
especially,
was
especially when the dog is going to just start miraculously starting to talk.
yes, that was amazing.
Okay.
Prodigious, prodigious dog.
Oh, very good. We call that a prodigy.
Prodigy.
A prodigy? Well, I don't know if there can be a prodigy dog, but a prodigy child. Okay. Thank you, Ruben. Natalia, can we get the final word from you for the class today?
Um, uh, Today was my first day with you, and I like your
Oh,
classes
okay.
because you help every student,
Hmm.
you explain everything, and I will join your class often.
Wonderful. Okay, great. And please follow me. I hope that I'm happy to hear that you are enjoying my class. I'm not sure where my image is coming and why it's not there, but I'm glad that you're enjoying the class, Natalia. I function as a coach and I try to guide each student to the best of their ability to get the best out of each student by giving you many opportunities to speak. Okay, Asma, final words, please.
Yeah, thank you, teacher. Yeah, my brain will work with you. Yeah, in any situation, in any mood. Yeah, my brain work.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. Well, that is the goal, is to get you to function and to get you to work. So if I'm successful in doing that, that makes me happy. So thank you very much for your participation, Ruben, Natalia, and Asma. I don't think I have another class for a couple of hours, but if you would, just check the marquee board if you see my name. My classes are for all levels, and I take the students from where they are. I try to encourage them. Ruben is what I would call my more pre-advanced students. It's more than intermediate, but not necessarily the advanced or challenging because of what he brings to the class. Asma, you're doing phenomenal with your efforts. And Natalia, I hope to see more from you as we develop your skills in conversational English. This is all that we have for tonight. So I want to say thank you guys for coming and have a great night. Bye for now.
Thank you,
Bye,
teacher.
Priscilla.
Goodbye.
Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much.
Thank you.
Mhm.